Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Let's start off by the deranged Democrats are living in a distorted reality. Over the weekend, the minority leader told CNN, and I quote, "President Trump is not focused on solving the problems of everyday Americans." I can't believe the minority leader would say this, but he did. The irony about the minority leader's comments is President Trump is solving the problems of everyday Americans. For example, the comment comes after Democrats voted against securing our border and making our communities safe. Meanwhile, President Trump has secured our borders. He has only been in office for less than 2 months. And in the Democrats' distorted reality, President Trump is to blame for all the world's problems. He inherited these problems, when in reality, Democrats are the ones who caused the problems. Illegal aliens flooded our borders because Democrats kept them open. Democrats let killers like Jose Ibarra come into our communities. And Democrats keep voting against fixing these problems. Let's be clear. But I can share with you, times they are a-changin'. Common sense has been restored. Illegal border crossings were the lowest ever recorded last month. How's that? By taking care of the American people's problems. Our communities are actually safer. President Trump is keeping his promises that he made to the American people. After 4 years of silence and shadows from Joe Biden and the Democrats, President Trump has restored accountability and transparency at the White House. He's actually answering unscripted questions from the press. Americans actually see the president working for them daily. This is a stark contrast from the past 4 years. And Americans are actually excited. President Trump is turning our country around. He is reversing the damage caused by Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and the deranged Democrats. I expect Americans will notice the new direction of the nation when we hear from our commander-in-chief this evening. In his first joint address since returning to the White House, President Trump's message to the American people will be clear. America is back. There's no doubt about that. Thanks to President Trump's, America is strong again. Terrorists are actually on notice. Our enemies and adversaries actually fear and respect us again, especially our allies. America will no longer be taken advantage of. This was made clear in the Oval Office on Friday. So let's be clear. The war in Ukraine started while Joe Biden was president. I just got to remind everyone of those facts. And President Trump is the president that's actually trying to end it. So one president starts the war, the other president actually tries to end the war. He inherited this mess from Biden. I know the Democrats want you to forget about that, but every once in a while we have to reset that playing field and remind people. In less than 2 months, President Trump has restored peace through strength and turned the page on Biden's blunders on the world stage. But that's just one of his many accomplishments. President Trump is working at an unprecedented pace. He's putting America and its people first. That's exactly what we just heard from our Secretary of Defense. The president's efforts to rid the Department of Defense of DEI has been profoundly positive. Soldiers are actually excited to be focused on the actual mission, lethality and preparedness, not weakness and wokeness. The president is rooting out waste, fraud, and abuse of taxpayer dollars at the Pentagon. As I mentioned, he returned to the White House and has set Democrats into complete and utter disarray. They have no vision, no plan, and no leader. They only have one thing to offer the American people, and that's fear-mongering. This has caused a messaging crisis in the Democratic Party, They are clearly scrambling. The main goal is to be against, for the Democrats, their main goal is to be against what 77 million American people want. And the House Republicans are calling them out for it. Look no further than tomorrow's Oversight Committee hearing on sanctuary cities. Democrats' radical policies will be on full display, and I encourage you all to watch. Americans will be reminded that Democrats protect killers, rapists, and drug dealers who find safe haven in sanctuary cities. For example, a Sudanese national who was convicted of raping a victim under 13 years old, a Mexican national convicted of a criminal sexual conduct on a victim under 13 years old. Both were arrested by ICE in St. Paul, Minnesota, a sanctuary city. And what do deranged Democrats in Minnesota have to say? They say, well, targeting criminal illegal immigrants threatens their safe spaces. Threatens the safe spaces of whom? Listen to what the Democrats are saying. Instead of showing empathy, they are siding with and protecting criminals, violent, illegal, alien criminals. Meanwhile, Republicans actually stand with the victims. We actually stand for legal. We actually stand for law and order. What about the American people's safe spaces? Do they count? House Republicans will hold these mayors accountable. Refusing to cooperate with immigration law puts communities and Americans in danger. But it doesn't stop there. Even in the U.S. House of Representatives, deranged Democrats hold briefings and post videos on how to avoid ICE. That's pretty American, huh? They are literally helping criminal, illegal immigrants. This is a result of having no vision for the American people. But I'm here to share with you Americans can be optimistic because real leadership returned to the White House. Leadership in our country that our country desperately needs. The leadership 77 million Americans voted for. Together, President Trump and House Republicans will stop sanctuary cities. Sanctuary city policies are wreaking havoc on our communities, like the ones Representative Gabe Evans represents in the northern Denver suburbs. Rep. Evans has joined us today to help tell the local stories, like the story of the Trende D'Agua who took over an apartment complex in the Denver suburbs. They used it to kidnap and torture people at gunpoint. Not real good people. It's a shame that this is happening in America. But I'll turn it over now to Gabe to let him tell his story.